Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 256. I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host
Dane Cody.
Dane, Cody, and I get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. And this week we have a very special guest, Mr. Giles Panton. Is that right?
Yes, it is. 256 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
We're doing it for a couple of years.
I'm impressed. Weekly? That's weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once a week, baby.
We miss a couple when Christmas and when I go on vacation.
Or I go on vacation.
Slackers.
Or Dane goes on vacation.
Well, there's been a few times where I've recorded without him and he's recorded without me. So we've tried to minimize the gaps as well. So
I'm impressed.
Welcome, everybody. If you've never been here before, we usually start the show with our BS section, which we are knee-deep in. Getting some housekeeping. Our What You've Been Playing, where we run down the games we've been playing. Our news section, public service announcements, and free-for-all. Welcome, and everybody. We might get a little bit off the rails, of course, because we've got a guest today, so there are no rules. Giles.
Well.
Would you like to introduce yourself or let our listeners know who you are, where you're from, what you do?
Yeah. Hey, my name is Giles Panton. I'm an actor, voice actor from Vancouver, British Columbia, though I guess I'm international now. I've been doing this for like
long
5
time.
years in a row. I said I was doing it for the same amount of years, and I think I've kind of forgot. I think it's like 16 years. I think it's about 16 years. But yeah, voice acting for a while as well, maybe 12. Tons of fun. I have voiced characters such as Keith Cogain on Voltron Force, Commander Keith, Tarzan, Norman Osborn, Carnage for Marvel, some other cool stuff for Marvel that I'm not allowed to say right now.
No,
being made.
Exciting.
Yeah, tons of stuff. The Far Cry 5 voices. This is my wall of. For those who can see, bonus to you, this is just a collection of toys that I voiced. Max Steel, Van Gunn over there. This is Clay Mornington. There's some Beastmaster there from Lego Nexonites. I got. Oh yeah, this is one of the most recent ones that's out. This is my winged wretch monster from the cartoon The Last Kids on Earth, who
so
with Mark Hamill and Bruce Campbell and a whole bunch of really cool people. I just play a bunch of monsters. I never met them. They're all in LA. But I spray my guts out and leave the room bleeding. So that's that. That's me. That's
awesome.
Dude, that's amazing.
Film and TV. Oh yeah, film and TV. Man in the High Castle. Had a big stint on there as the propaganda minister. What else? I don't know.
You're in Far Cry 5 for video game nerds like us.
Far Cry 5, a Guy Marvel. I had my own zombie DLC, which was really friggin' cool. That was cool. I liked that.
One of my favorite characters in that game, to be honest. And that was before I found out it was you.
Oh really? You didn't know?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a vote of I didn't sound like me. That's cool.
No, it was great. I found out after when you posted something on Twitter, and I was like, "Shit, wait, really? That's awesome."
I basically drank like 4 coffees and then walked into the studio before I did that guy. He was amped. It's like he was doing Red Bull enemas all day long. He was very hyper.
I love it. That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. Oh
Nice.
man.
That's awesome. So yeah, you're a nerd just like us. You're one of us.
Oh, huge nerd, dork, geek. I don't even know. I think I fit all categories.
Except for you get to act like them and get paid.
Yeah, I do that too. But then I also love Dune, the original movie, probably more than most movies. So I have that.
Are you pretty excited for that? Pretty excited for
I made my parents read that for me probably 30 times when I was a kid.
You're not. Did you manage to get into the new one?
Oh God, no! Oh my God, That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. I'm not at that caliber yet.
Well, I don't know about that. Come on.
Wow, there's a certain. I mean, that's Mr. Chalamet and that gang. They're in some high circles, my friend. That's highfalutin. But no, one of these days, if I could work with them, that'd be phenomenal.
That's awesome. Well, you enjoy what you do, so that's the key.
I do. I love it. I love it.
That's pretty sweet. Thanks for joining us. You're friends with Dane, so that's a connection for all our listeners.
Yeah, long time months.
Yeah, we've known each other since over 10 years now. Jeez,
10 years,
time fly, man.
Yeah.
Funny story. I have put a power supply in this man's computer.
You did, and I have. You know what? I was going to call you because I've got my brand new Corsair like HX 750 that I wanted to put in because I'm getting some wine on my video card, which is due to the old power supply.
Right.
But I've been like nervous. I'm like, if I screw my computer up in the middle of this shiznat and I'm without a computer, like
that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. I can't just take it into. None of the computer stores exist anymore. What Memory Express, like NCIX, is gone or whatever it was called.
Yeah, Memory Express is still around, so they're a lot better. But yeah, no. So yeah, we've nerded out together. It's great.
Yeah,
so
literally.
Dane's your IT guy. Dane's your personal IT guy.
Build my computer.
Yeah. We chat. We nerd out on IT stuff.
I paid you in beer for that, I believe. You came over and went, yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Dane in his beer.
Or whiskey, or
alcohol.
We've matured now. That was beer days, not beer and whiskey days.
So everyone, before we get into what you've been playing, now that you know Giles, for a little introduction, join our Discord server if you haven't done already. That's where the good times roll, our online forum, basically our chat, where we goof around. It's where we group up for our voice chat when we're playing games together. It's an all-around good time. Geekoholics.com/Discord. Make sure you do that. I don't have any specific BS that I have to share from the past weekend. I did a lot of gardening.
The format of BS. What is this BS you keep speaking of?
Just this is where if something cool happened the past weekend that isn't video game related. This is the off the rails part that sometimes annoys people, but can be really funny. But I had a pretty low key weekend and did gardening work. Did adulting. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Some aphids in my garden. I felt like a slaughterer of aphids, but that's it.
Are you gardening man right now? What are you growing?
Just flowers, and then also mint and cilantro,
some herbs,
chives,
and Chico.
Basil. Mainly just flowers. There's this one hanging basket that came in that had aphids hiding in it, and the son of a bitch spread this mother. So either way, that counts as BS.
No, that's absolute BS. So, shall we get into what you've been playing?
Yeah,
I've been playing a few new things.
I see that. Look at this list.
And people have been asking me about these new things that I've been playing. I streamed one of them, Maneater, the shark.
Yeah, I heard about this.
The Shark PG. And I also played some Minecraft Dungeons, which I actually got early from Microsoft, but I couldn't talk about it. Got it
But you can now.
It's out now on Game Pass, or obviously you can buy it. I think it's $30 or $40. Minecraft Dungeons. It's Diablo for kids.
Oh,
okay.
It's really? 3/4 perspective. It's local co-op. It's online. It's Minecraft graphics, Minecraft enemies. It's got a little story mode, multiple stages. It's designed for being replayed. It's got loot drops similar to Diablo. You got different weapons, which are different attacks, different abilities that you equip. There's gear. It's for kids.
Okay.
Like, it's not bad. It's just I don't love it. Like, I don't hate it. It's just good. It's just good. I think it's really designed for co-op, like the couch co-op experience.
Right.
It's got very simple loot systems. Like, it does the green, blue, purple, legendary type stuff like most those types of games do. Like Diablo, because this is aping Diablo to the nth degree.
Right. But there's no building or anything in it.
No, that's the weird thing. It's got Minecraft in the title. Huh. It's got Minecraft graphics. You can't break anything. You can't build anything. The environment, like, the first thing I did is when I started playing is like, I'm just going to whack these trees. And I figured the stuff would, like, be destructible because it's Minecraft. Nothing.
Right. No.
Nothing. Okay, that's weird. And I found the pace just a little slow. It's super easy, but you have to beat it on the normal difficulty before you can unlock the other difficulties. Or it actually kind of scales the better your gear gets. It gets a little more difficult. And by difficult, it's just like lots of like creepers and Minecraft enemies rushing you. I didn't find the gameplay to be like overly like amazing. There's not as many abilities and stuff like with Diablo, because there's no class. The abilities are just dictated by what weapons you have. You can have ranged like crossbows and arrows. There's heavy, there's light, there's rapid type crossbows for range attacks.
Right.
You can equip a fishing rod and do the scorpion, pull enemies over to you.
Get over here.
You can equip like a rocket, like a bottle rocket to your ranged attacks, which explode. Different gear. There's pets that attack enemies.
Do you have any? I guess I don't know how much you played. Do you have any indication? I hear it's quite short.
Yeah, it's not very. I didn't beat it, but I put in like three decent sessions.
Okay.
And I kind of got to the point that I was playing. I'm like, oh, can this level just end? Because it's like level based. Wow. It's randomly generated, similar to the Diablo. So like each time you play it, it's different.
Have you played Grim Dawn?
No.
It's a really good dungeon crawler, but it's built. It's like if Diablo had a best friend, because there's a whole big map. There's a bunch of cool stuff. It's really good. I grabbed it on a sale like a month ago, and Grim Dawn for the Diablo fix, I was like, "Woo!" It hit right in the sweet spot. Look at it, Grim Dawn. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
voice acting great too.
I'm looking at it right now. It's got pretty.
I know the name.
9 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, man, it's really good.
Pretty decent.
I put about 60 hours in, and I got almost like pretty much full completion with some of the DLC. There's some like side missions that I could do that were really grindy to round it out. But the main storyline and everything else, I really enjoyed it. And there's some puzzle solving and problem solving. You have to think about, okay, like someone will say something, and you have to think about where on the map might match that. There's a lot of cool stuff. But overall, just a great dungeon crawler.
So a good Diablo clone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Diablo best buddy.
If I had a kid, like my kid's not old enough to play this with me, it is absolutely aimed at kids. And obviously it should be. It's Minecraft. So I think the problem here is it's not complicated enough to keep my attention. The gameplay loop isn't complex enough. Like it's just it's very simple. It's solid. Pardon?
Do they just say like all ages or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's E for everyone.
Yeah.
But it's just lacking some of that depth that for me that I would want. But that doesn't mean it's not. It doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's just it's not for me, right? Like I'm a hardcore PC gamer, Diablo 3 player. Mm-hmm. This is aimed for couch co-op and definitely for kids. So it's good. It's just I found there wasn't enough. The gameplay loop wasn't deep enough to keep my attention, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But it's not bad by any means. It's just, I don't know, it's aiming at a younger demographic. So if that doesn't sound like your thing, if you don't got kids to play it with, I don't think you're going to miss out not playing it. You know what I mean? Just because it's new. It's on Game Pass, so obviously if you have Game Pass, you can play it on Xbox. Low barrier to entry there to take
PC.
It for a test drive.
Because it's on both, right?
Yeah,
Xbox
PC.
and PC Game Pass.
If you've got Ultimate, you get it on PC. So, yeah, it was all right. It's like a solid 7, right, out of 10. Maneater, on the other hand, I think is pretty awesome, and that's the Shark PG, open world Shark RPG.
It looks crazy. I saw the trailer for it. I was like, whoa.
where you play as a shark.
Yep.
It's got all the open world conventions like quests, collectibles, leveling up, gear.
How do you get a quest? You like talk to Nemo? Like what do you?
Well, the game is all like it's all like a documentary. It's narrated by the actor who does Jerry's voice in Rick and Morty. I can't remember. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. But yeah, he does the narration. It's done kind of tongue in cheek, documentary style. They have the shark hunters on a boat that they're kind of following him around with the camera and this reality TV show kind of thing. It's like, my papa was a shark hunter and I'm a shark hunter, and that kind of thing. And it's pretty tongue in cheek, and basically your mother has been terrorizing people, and then the shark hunters come and they kill her. But as the guy kills your mother, you're born, and he literally rips you out of her womb. And he's like, oh, look at this baby shark. And he's like, I'm going to mark you to get you later. And he gives the baby shark a giant scar down the one side and goes to throw you into the ocean. And as he does that, you bite his arm off. And basically, he's like your Captain Hook, I guess, per se, that you gave him a lifetime scar. And you started as a baby shark. And you...
Is that in? Did they sneak that in there? Is there a baby
no,
shark
they
there?
did not sneak that in there. Unfortunately, there's no Hall & Oates either. There's no licensed music. But yeah, you start as a baby, and the whole game is based around eating. As you eat stuff, there's different types of minerals you get, like for your like DNA and so forth for your upgrades. They're kind of like the cost to do different upgrades. And as you eat more, you level up. And then you level up, you get bigger. You get bigger, you get stronger, you get faster, you unlock more organs. That's the gear, is like your organs. Like you equip different fins. Pardon?
You now have a liver.
Yeah. It's like your fins, your teeth. You have different teeth. You equip different teeth as a shark.
That's amazing.
So like I have a set of teeth that shocks. Like a grill? Yeah, you get seriously, you get different grills. And basically the set I have right now is like it's a whole set. My fins, my teeth, the more pieces you have, the more like bonuses to. Right now the set I have is electrocutes enemies. So as you bite enemies, they get shocked and they take ticks of shock damage, and then eventually they get paralyzed.
This is so ridiculous. I love it.
Genetically engineered alien shark.
You're absolutely genetically engineered and mutated, and that's part of the story. So
good.
Like,
as long as you know what I love a game if they create the boundaries of the world, no matter how crazy it is. If the physics of the story work within those boundaries, all more power to them. I love it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't fit within the physics of the universe they create, that's where I get pissed off. But if that's in there, awesome.
It all makes sense. There's boss battles, like there's apex predators that you go after, like alligators and other like bigger leveled fish, other sharks, and there's like different regions. Just like if you were playing like Grand Theft Auto, you've got your different regions with your different quests and your different stuff that they want you to do. And as you level up, you go to the next area. As you get your infamy up, different shark hunters come after you. After you take out like the character like shark hunters, they're essentially kind of like bosses per se. They're the shark hunters that have character and a little cutscene that flashes across the screen that introduces them, aka like a fighting game or something. And when you eat them, you unlock more. That's where you actually get. Seems right now where I'm at, that's where you unlock more organs or more sizable upgrades for your fish. But, yeah, it's hilarious. And at first I was like, hey, this is hilarious. I'm just going to start playing this game, whatever. And I was supposed to be playing Final Fantasy the last few nights. And I'm like, I'm going to play more Manhunter because this is stupid fun. Your shark does like flips in the air, like Echo the Dolphin, and you jump out of water and bite people off of bridges. You hop on land as a shark and kill people on golf courses. It's stupid, but it works. It's a surprise. My brother-in-law was like hyped for this game like last year. He's like, "Oh, you gotta check this game out. It's hilarious." And I'm just like, I don't know. Looks like a mobile game, and then it turns out to be like way better than it should be.
He was right.
Yeah.
That's an Epic Game Store exclusive right now?
Yeah, I'm playing it on PC. We got it as part of our Epic Game Store Press account, so I did not pay for this game. It was provided, so take everything I say with a grain of salt.
You managed to download.
I was not paid to play it. I just got it for free. So,
gotcha.
But yeah, it's really fun, and I think it's not too expensive. I don't have the price in front of me.
Like $45 US, which is up there. Because Epic Game all US still, right?
Yes.
No, Epic Game Store you can.
Oh no, $50
Canadian dollars.
They've converted it to Canadian?
Yeah.
I'm opening my account right now. When did that happen? Because at the very beginning, it was all US.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they did that like a few months
It says Canadian.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well,
you can buy it all in Canadian dollars.
The kind of money they have, you'd think they would have done that earlier. Okay, they got it.
So it's, I believe,
sales mean different things to me now than before. I was like,
yeah,
I'm going over to Green Man Gaming.
I believe it's Epic Game Store exclusive on PC, but it is on the consoles as well.
right.
$50 Canadian. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Scheduled for Nintendo Switch later date.
Okay.
Switch would be fun.
Yeah, I don't know how well it would run on Switch because
fair enough.
It has a couple hits. Like, it's not without its technical hitches. The camera can sometimes get wonky because it's third person and you're a shark and it's fast, right? Like, you know, you're going one direction and then zigging the other way. So as you lock on enemies, sometimes the camera can get a little crazy.
Right.
But you get used to it. And it's awesome eating people and other stuff. I'm unlocking new stuff.
I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I wasn't on my radar, and I played it, and it's like all I want to play. I was gonna try and sneak more in before I came down here, but I just ran out of time.
I similarly, because when I heard about it, I was like, no. And when I saw the trailer, and then I heard people talking about it, I was like, this actually might be the sleeper hit.
Yeah, you might get your fill because all you're doing is eating and upgrading.
Is that unintended?
Yeah. It's what was I gonna say? Sorry, I got like
I'm sorry. This is when you throw a guest on here.
Yeah. No, that's all right. No, it was like I totally didn't mean to do that. And it's like, oh man.
Talking? Oh. Shut up, guest. I have a script. Don't ruin my show.
No.
I don't think it's the longest game because I think I'm like 50% of the way through, and I think I played it for about 3 hours.
Oh wow!
Oh, I've heard it's longer than that because like I was hearing people playing like I played 30 hours of this stupid game over the weekend and I love it.
Oh, well, maybe because they're doing all the collectibles and stuff. Well, maybe
I don't know.
Maybe it's just a story progression. Maybe it slows down because I guess I'm in just going into the fourth area of the map, I believe.
Okay.
But
And it's
have you eaten all the starfish?
I think maybe I was in like the heavy like kind of intro training kind of areas.
Right.
So
got your training fins on.
Yeah, so maybe the progression percentage moved a lot faster, so it might slow down now. I think I'm level 13. I'm an adult now. I was a teen, but now I'm an adult shark.
Do you have shark?
Witcher 3 levels of gameplay.
Yeah.
Brett, and how long?
And there's levels of gating, like you need to be an elder to get through some certain stuff because you smash through fences or like sewer grates to get into like underground cavernous areas.
That's cool.
And like I've found some areas that are like elder required, so like I'm not obviously a big enough shark to get in there. So
okay. Samus with her extra missiles to
exactly.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I think it's fun. I recommend it.
Nice.
Cool.
I'll probably stream.
Cool,
I'll probably stream more this weekend.
Word.
Dane?
Yeah.
Dane.
Oh man, I played so much stuff. Yeah. Well,
Arkham City. How old is that,
dude? So a little background for anybody who's coming in new. Last year, I realized that I hadn't finished. So what happened was I played through about halfway through Batman Arkham Asylum. And then at the time, my PlayStation 3 died. And then I got a new PlayStation 3, but I didn't have the heart to start over again.
Yeah.
And then I didn't want to play Arkham City till I finished Arkham Asylum. And anyways, you can see where this is going.
I do.
So I sort of stopped playing the Arkham games, even though I knew they were amazing because I'd played through half of the first one.
How many are there?
So there's 4 altogether. So there's Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, then there was Arkham Origins, and Arkham Knight.
Okay, Asylum, City, Knight, I have those. Anyways, keep going. I'm going to look through my library. I'm pretty sure I haven't played more than half of those.
So the funny thing is like we were talking on the show about Arkham Origins, and I at some point had got Arkham Origins given to me, and Rick was like, yeah, that's the one I haven't played, but I really liked the other ones. So I decided, like, if I was gonna go back, I was gonna go back. So I went back to Arkham Asylum and I finished it. I played all the way through and I finished it, and it was great. I loved it. It was excellent. I still think it's my favorite one of those games. But then the funny thing is like I decided to play Arkham Origins, which is the quote unquote hated one. And I played through it and I loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It was one of my favorite Arkham games. And so I hypothesized that if you played Origins first, you might like it more than City, depending on which one you played first, because Arkham City came out first and then Arkham Origins came out like 8 or 10 months later. So they were kind of close together. But I hypothesized that depending on which one you liked first, you might like that one more just because it was the gameplay and so on and so forth was kind of new to you. Anyways, so I played Origins. I loved it. Thought it was fantastic. It had a few issues here and there, but I otherwise thought it was awesome. Story was incredible. And I still think that game has one of the best Jokers in any media ever, period. I love the Joker in Arkham Origins. That was not Mark Hamill, because he does the Joker in all the other games. He
retired because what's his name?
Troy Baker?
It's Troy Baker. Yes, thank you. Troy Baker is the Joker in Origins, and he's incredible.
Whoa.
He is incredible.
It's on sale on Green Man Gaming for like. Am I allowed to talk about where it's on sale?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course you
are. $4 on Green Man Gaming right now.
You should buy it and play it.
Origins,
straight up, like I love it. So, anyways, so that's how I got on this train.
The Batman train.
Yes. So then I went back because Origins is actually a prequel to all the other games. It takes place about 2 years into Batman being Batman, and it is literally the first time he comes across Joker, and like it's incredible. I love that game. I think it's awesome, and I think that like people hate on it, and I don't know why. Because anyways, so I went back and I played Arkham City, and I don't get me wrong, I think Arkham City is great. I enjoyed it, but now that I've finished them both, I actually think that Origins is a better game.
What's Blackgate? Origins Blackgate, is that another?
I think that was
maybe that's
a
DLC
pack. Yeah,
understood.
So there's like there's Origins, because Origins takes place at like Christmas time. It's like snowing.
Yeah,
it's like it's actually like a killer Christmas game, because there's like snow everywhere. It's cold and
Christmas movie type deal.
Kinda. So anyways, so I went back and I managed to finally finish Arkham City now. I actually thought that game in the middle, it felt like they added a couple of like sort of side like I didn't get too sidetracked in it. Like I could have gotten super sidetracked and done all the side stuff.
Blazed through that.
I think my game clock was around 17 hours when I was done with Arkham City. So I kept fairly close-ish to the main story. I felt like it drug a little bit in the middle. Like there was a couple things that happened that I was kind of like, it didn't feel like it needed to happen. It just felt like we were like prolonging the story a bit. That said, I did enjoy the story. I thought it was really good. I like the way it ended. It has like a killer ending. And of course, like going into Arkham Knight, I think like having played Arkham City definitely helps with Arkham Knight. Because like I started and I've played about halfway through Arkham Knight, and I think I'm actually contemplating going back and starting it over on PC now, just because, you know, since I've been doing this, I might as well finish it now. So, so I managed to finish Arkham City this last weekend. Like I said, I truly believe, and I almost wonder if like a lot of people would have played Arkham Origins first, if what their thought of Arkham City would be, and vice versa. But
no, Origins came after City, right?
It did. Yeah, like I said, it came out about 10 months after. Like, I don't even know if it was a year after City came out. And so, like, the map is like they did take more or less the Arkham City map and expanded it a little bit, but they used like it is essentially Arkham City. I the art's a little bit different. Like it was Warner Brothers Montreal is the ones that did Arkham's Origins, whereas obviously Rocksteady does Arkham City and all the other Batman games. So that was the one that Warner Brothers Montreal had done was Origins. So, but I honestly, Origins is fucking killer. I don't know.
You make me feel bad about not playing Origins.
Hey, like I said, I don't know if it's just like I said, because it was the one that I played first. If it was like you by expanding the city and everything else, like these are things that Arkham City did. If because it was the first one that I played, I'm like, oh man, this is great. And then playing Arkham City, it was like, yeah, this is kind of like Origins. Like it's good, but it, you know what I mean? Which is what a lot of people did with Origins when it came out. Is they were like, well, yeah, it's kind of like Arkham City. It's, you know, like it's similar city and so on and so forth. They've added a few things here and there, but it is a prequel. So like, I don't know. I think the story in Arkham Origins is one of the best Batman stories that's ever been done in a media before. Personally,
I have a quick question. Question about this DLC. It kind of looks like it's all separate stuff. It's not part of the main mission. Is that accurate?
That is true.
That could be possible.
Okay, then I don't need any DLC. The story sounds cool, man.
Yeah.
You sold me. You sold me on it.
Like I said, I mean, I streamed a bunch of it. It still holds up incredibly well. So I liked it. I don't know. But yeah,
I liked the trilogy. So
same. Hey, they're all great games. Don't get me wrong. Like I just like it was funny because going into it, everybody slagged on Origins so hard. You know, the joke, of course, was like, "Oh, you just need to play the 3. You don't need to play Origins." And like playing Origins, I was like, "Fuck, man! Like I feel like if you don't play this, you're doing yourself a huge disservice because like this is essentially where Batman and Joker this is their beginnings and they do it so well."
Yeah, because the whole franchise starts off with you're Batman already. And you've arrested and caught Joker.
Right, again.
It's assuming you know everything already. There's no backstories, no build-up, no nothing, right?
Right. So it's I don't know, like it's really neat. Which is funny because like I said, I was finished Arkham City. I thought the story was really well. I feel like it drug a little bit in the middle. I think playing as Catwoman is killer. There is some DLC as Catwoman that I do own, and I'm actually tempted to go back and actually play as her because I like the way that her character feels. Like she's a little bit faster. Like she doesn't hit as hard as Batman, but like she's kind of got the speed aspect, which is cool. So she does have a different feel, which is neat. And I thought that I actually would have liked to see more of her in the game, to be honest with you. Like there's chunks in the game where you jump back and forth between like Batman and Catwoman.
Yeah.
I actually would have liked to got to play more of her. I thought she was really cool. So
yeah, that's where's these guys' next game? Like seriously.
I mean, we heard a rumor that Court of Owls was coming out of Warner Brothers Montreal.
Fucking announced something already.
And Rocksteady, we have no real idea what they're working on. Like
games are so good, and they've just been like radio silent.
I mean, there was a rumor at one point that they were making a Justice League game, and then there was a rumor they were making a Wonder Woman game, and then there was like, I mean, the rumor that I know is not true, but I wish was the rumor that they were making a Batman Beyond game, which
yeah, that was an early rumor.
Got me a little bit hard.
So
I would love that.
Moving along.
Yeah.
For time's sake, you beat Final Fantasy VII Remake as well.
Right now, that I have to wait for this thing to come on PC because I've been hearing so much about that game, so much about the remaster.
It's so good. It's so good. It ends like you would expect a game that got drug out to 40 hours but was actually only 8 hours of the first game would. Like it ends on kind of, you're just kind of like, what the fuck? But that's kind of what I expected, because I was like trying to figure out like how on earth are they going to end this in such a way that it sort of makes sense, and they kind of do, but it's very much, you know, a kind of nonsensical Japanese ending, which,
and it's a
you
cliffhanger, right? Like we
know,
have more episodes to come, right?
yeah, I mean, we know that there's like, yes, this is kind of like the, and now the journey begins, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, this is the first part of the Lord of the Rings, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of that first, like, these are the main characters, and we're on our journey now. Like, this is where it starts. Is kind of
What are
the
they
end
at
of that
right
game.
now? Like 19? What are we at? What?
15 came out last
15.
year,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
a couple years ago. So,
And
14's the
all of them are
MMO,
ported to PC
right?
now, right?
so 11 and 14 are MMOs.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And then 15 was the last one, the last proper new one.
Yes.
That one had
No.
an anime too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It did. Like they
There's-
were releasing episodes, I think, every couple weeks before the game
Crunchyroll. It was
actually
like
released.
four episodes to make like a short little movie, basically, or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
it's like 40 minutes or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
King's Glaive? I can't remember the name of it.
Yes, Final Fantasy Kingsglaive. Yeah, that sounds right.
I remember watching it.
Um,
I didn't mind it.
Yeah,
I
there's been a bunch of anime that have come from video games, like that's like
yeah.
who was it? I forget the name of the company. I'll think it'll pop up to me. But
It'll
it's an
pop.
interesting transition for them to go from making mobile games, from making a mobile game to all of a sudden they're making all this anime.
Yep.
So
So it's I will say it's weird because like there's a point at the end of chapter 17 where, to be honest, I almost feel like they should have ended it there. Like all of chapter 18 is like kind of one giant long like fight. Like it's like multiple fights, but it feels like the, you know, when you're like, okay, well, we know we're on the lead up to a boss fight, but you've just finished a boss fight. That's kind of how, like, because like
That was like the end of Nier Automata for me for the first episode. I was like, wait, what? Yeah.
wait, when is this? And it's you don't want it to end, but at the same time you're like, wait, is this is still going? Like when 17 ended, I thought maybe at some point that I'd missed where the like chapter transition was between like 17 and 18, and I was actually playing chapter 18. And then I realized, like, when I did a save, I'm like, oh no, that's I'm still in chapter 17, and I know there's one more. And then 17 ended, and I was like, okay, great. Well, like that felt really quite good. Like they could kind of do a little cutscene after that, and I feel like this is a great place to stop. And then it just kept going and going and going, and then there's a point where I'm like, oh well, this must be the end, right? Like this thing happens, and like, here, why don't you? Nope. Then you go in and you do the thing, and then it just is a giant boss battle for like it's again, it wasn't a bad thing. It felt a little bit like, why? If you know what I mean, like so, and I mean, like I said, it's enjoyable. I enjoyed playing it. The game is fantastic. It's beautiful. The combat system is phenomenal. So it's like I didn't mind playing more of it. It felt, as bad as this sounds, but anybody who's watched a lot of anime or played a lot of Japanese video games will know exactly what I'm talking about. It felt very Japanese.
oh yeah, the game is so Japanese. It's so anime and so Japanese. I just fought a freaking house.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
I fought a house, a transforming house. Like, what?
I think I'm gonna love this game.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
I have a Crunchyroll. I just devour anime. I eat it.
What did I do? I did a Dance Dance Revolution mini game. I have now dressed up as a girl to sneak into like some audition. Yeah. It
could also be Saints Row. Sounds like the interchangeable.
So I speak of some of
there
the thing. Dane speaks vaguely because obviously we try not to spoil. Like a game like this is pretty brand new, so it's obviously why Dane isn't like saying anything about the ending. Really,
it's brand new, but it's old, right? It's like, you kind of know what's gonna happen, but at the same time, like of course, like as somebody who like I don't know about you, Giles, if you've played the original or not, like Final
I haven't
Fantasy
played
7.
any Final Fantasy games, to be honest. I played Chrono Trigger, which was amazing, which is kind of
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
just,
cool.
you know what? Do yourself a favor. Keep it at that.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the best one.
keep it a Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger is so fucking good.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we finished that in a weekend. My cousin and I just
Yeah.
like
Man.
late as we could. Just
Oh, so good.
which one? I just played. Never mind. It's not my turn yet.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's honestly when Final Fantasy 7 remake does, like, because this is only part 1. That's the thing, right? So in the original game, they essentially took the first 8 or 9 hours of the first game, and that's what they've rebuilt in this remake right now. My game clock was at 39 hours and 54 minutes when I finished playing the remake. So there's definitely, obviously going to be, they haven't said 2, 3, 4 chunks more coming. So it's, but it's awesome. It is worth playing. I've loved every minute of it. Obviously for me, the nostalgia was real. There's so much of it, but I still think that even, my wife was watching, like, so much of it is you're watching, and the storytelling and the characters and the acting and the voice acting. It's all like they put so much money into that game. It's incredible. And it's worth a play. I think you'll enjoy it when it comes out.
Nice. 4 Danes out of 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
When's it coming out for PC? Is it next year?
A year. It's a year exclusive.
Yeah, it's a 1-year exclusive on PS4.
And then it'll come to Xbox as well, I guess, right?
Yeah,
I would imagine. Yeah.
I'm excited about the ports that are coming to PC, though. This Halo Master Chief and all that stuff. A whole bunch of.
Oh, dude!
I never thought they'd let that franchise come over.
We talked about it last week. Dane just beat Halo 2 last week.
Yeah, I played through Halo 2 on PC, man.
Oh man, yeah, no, dude. I'm still. It's still one I'm debating getting. I'm like, I'll get it on sale.
No, dude, Game Pass. Get Game Pass Ultimate.
Game Pass
or Game Pass for PC. So it's Microsoft Game Pass. You pay. To be fair, it's like because like I've got Ultimate so that I get the Xbox and the PC games. Yeah. So you pay higher, but it's like I think it's $14 a month.
Yeah. And
you get a catalog of Microsoft's games and all their first party stuff. They're now launching on PC as well as Xbox.
4? Is all of the Gears coming out?
Yeah,
or what?
Gears is there.
Gears 4 and 5 are both on Game Pass.
Like a kid, like just
it's
like
Netflix.
All this stuff that I don't have.
It's
so
Netflix
that's
for Xbox games.
Yeah. So like Gears Tactics came out day and date on Game Pass on PC. Gears 5 was there. So like I've been playing. It's actually funny. One of the other games that I played that's on here, Old Man's Journey.
Franchise, would it stand up?
Oh, it still stands up.
Okay, cool.
But like all the Halo Master Chief games that have been coming out, they've been dropping on PC, so they're all in Game Pass. So they just unlocks and it's on your account. And you just download it and you play it. It's killer. Like if you own PC and you're into PC games, and like all you got to do is play like 1 or 2 games from there a month, and it's worth the cost of entry. It's a killer way to get your like those Microsoft like first party titles.
Can you cancel anytime you want?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
And as a new user, I think they have deals. Like you can get like a month for $2 or something.
So like Forza Horizon is on there. Like I said, the Halo, the Master Chief Collection is on there. Like
Dawn Horizon or Dawn, what is it? Horizon Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn on PlayStation 4.
That's a
PS4?
PlayStation exclusive. Yeah.
I've been hearing that's like amazing.
Oh, I love that game.
Anyways. This is the few moments when my PC mind is like, but I want that.
Yeah. PS4 does that to you sometimes, or PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, PlayStation's good. It's good.
Yeah. So actually one of the other games on here that I played is actually called The Old Man's Journey. That's a Game Pass title that's currently it's actually going to be leaving Game Pass soon. It's not a very long game. I think I beat it in about an hour and a half. It's beautiful. It's like a little puzzle game.
Well, that's kind of like Journey or those other games are just gorgeous.
Oh, it's the story like just punched me right in the feels. It was awesome and terrible all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I will honestly say, like, I don't want to give anything away in case anybody wants to play, but like my wife actually came into my office when I was done, and she was like to check if I was okay because she could like hear me getting punched in the feels. Like it's a simple story. Like there's nobody really talks or anything, but it's this guy. He gets a letter, and you're going on a journey. And like I said, it's kind of a puzzle game. You click on where you want the guy to go, and the environments. You're manipulating the environments to get him to move where you need to go and stuff. And everything's kind of interactive. You can like click on the birds and they'll fly away, and you click on like the church bells and they'll ring, and like it's all that kind of stuff. It's all kind of interactive. Like I said, it's not super long, but it was absolutely worth playing in my opinion. Like it especially if you have Game Pass right now. I know I said it's going away. I think it's like $2 or something like that on the Microsoft Store if you were interested in like actually purchasing it.
Yeah, it's it's on everything. It came from mobile apparently.
It's awesome. I don't know. I hadn't personally heard about it before. And I was scrolling through. I saw the like.
You just played it on a whim?
I saw a thing that said like these are the games leaving Game Pass, and I clicked on Old Man's Journey, and I was like, oh, this looks really interesting. I should check this out. It doesn't like look, it looks kind of small or whatever. And fuck, what like it affected me, and it just I really really enjoyed it.
Was it like that kind of like that 24-bit game with the old guy who wants to go to the moon? I forget what it's called. You know what I mean? That one was a tearjerker too. It was beautifully done.
Yeah,
it looked like an old school Nintendo, like old school, like 24-bit.
Is there a recent game?
No, probably 5 years ago. I forget its name. I'll try to find it. I'll try to find it.
But yeah, it was like I said.
It was only a couple hours.
To the moon. Sorry, never mind. Yeah, it was like a couple.
To the moon. That just came out recently, didn't it? On something.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, I think that was a PC game.
In the vein of what you're talking about, it was yes. I feel.
It just I there's such a simplicity to the game. Like it's like I said, it's a fairly. I don't know how to like. It's the whole story is kind of like told in these like little flashbacks and these little things. And like I said, like he doesn't talk. Like but you're on this kind of journey, and it just. I don't know. It really hit me hard, and I don't know. It was very good. I really did enjoy it. Like I said, it's short and sweet. So, and then I played a bunch more Old World. This, if you're into Civ games, oh man, this game is such a like time. It makes time disappear like nothing. I blinked and I realized that at the end of the weekend I had played like over 12 hours of the game.
You played the whole weekend?
Not quite, but yeah, I got destroyed in my first match, I will say, because like a Civ game, you roll and you get going and you build your civilization and you grow and so on and so forth. And then I think it was like Rome decided that they were pissed at me and they wiped me off the face of the map. So my second game, I've been doing things a little differently, and so far so good. I'm sitting in second place. I haven't been wiped off the map, so that's a good sign.
Single player?
There is multiplayer as well. It is like a 4X type game, like a Civ.
StarCraft Murder Zone. Yeah.
So it's a turn-based like RPG, like kind of like it's I don't know. Like, have you ever played a Civ game?
Yeah. I also Endless Legend. I love Endless Legend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very similar to that. And it's the same idea, right? It's like that one more turn. But in this, like the sort of the concept of this game is that every turn is a year in the game.
Oh wow.
And so you're playing as like a ruler, and every year, every time you click the this year is over, you get a year older, and at some point you're gonna die, and so you have to have like heirs, and you have to get like
can you play as your heirs?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? When you die, they take over. So whoever you've sort of set up to be your heir.
Old world nepotism Inc. Nice.
It's cool. It's really cool. And at some points in the game, you're gonna get like marriage proposals for like your kids and stuff from other, from like other families in your civilization, but also like the quote unquote royalty in your civilization, but also other civilizations. So of course you can make pacts with, oh, I don't want Egypt to be mad at me, so I'll marry one of their kids, and like of course that will. So that's another bar that you have to worry about as far as, that will help Egypt like me plus 40 for 40 years or whatever, right? And so there's like all these other things that are like in addition to the Civ stuff, which is, like you're getting further and moving like your civilization forward and so on and so forth. And then on top of that, there's all these cool like events that happen where people come in and like they'll be, so every time you like a year happens, some things in the game happen. So like for example, like your wife might get sick, or she might die, or one of your kids might run off, and then there'll be some sort of repercussion. So there'll be like this pop-up and you have to make a decision, like how is this going to affect, and you can see sort of like what the ramifications of all these options are going to be. And if you've kind of built your character in, depending on how you are, there might be third options, like if you're cruel or if you're, wise and things like that, there'll be other options available to you that maybe are better or worse depending on how you're playing. It's deep and it's ridiculous. And like I said, it's that one more turn and oh my God, all of a sudden your 1 hour is actually like 7 hours and your whole day is gone. So I'm actually kind of afraid to play it now because time just vanishes. It just it's gone. So yeah, but it is.
Can you name your kids like Dane the 5th, Dane the 7th, Dane the 20th? Like, or do you have any control over that? Or
I don't think you can, because like you're marrying people, and that like to be
millennia of your progeny with all
like,
the same.
And like there's times when you can have multiple kids, like so you'll have like you might have a son or a daughter, but then like you might have 2 or 3 kids. So like and it, oh man, it's.
Do you get some Game of Thrones going on there with your siblings?
Oh yeah, oh big time. Let me tell you, I had some little nephew that was trying to like take over, and I had to like lay the smack down. And then he was mad at me, and like he tried to start an uprising, and oh yeah, it was a whole thing. And this is all like these like little inter stories that are happening in this game. It is like it's intense. Like it's on the Epic Games Store. It's called Old World. It is currently in like quote unquote
it's
early access.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly polished, though. It sounds like they're adding new civilizations and so on and so forth, and working more on the multiplayer end of things. But it's wow, yeah, that game so good. That's kind of what I've been playing. Giles, what have you got going on here, man? You got quite the list.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Pillars of Earth 2, Deadfire. Been playing that a lot. It's I like the first game. The first game was a bit simple, wasn't too complicated.
So
What was that?
Is it Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire? Or is that an expansion?
Pillars of Eternity? Oh, yeah, I might have messed up the name already.
Oh,
that's fine. I knew what you were talking about.
Deadfire. I'm like, what's the first half of this thing called? Pillars of Eternity. That's what it is. Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire.
Okay, so it's not an expansion to Pillars of Eternity 2. It's just called that Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire.
But it is definitely a sequel to the first game. I mean, you play the same character. You play the same character from the first game. I really like it because there's a whole mechanic that they add where it's all these islands and to get from island to island, you've got a ship, and you can outfit your ship, and you could fight as a pirate. It's got a bit of a Sid Meier's kind of like pirates feel in that sense. But the whole time, I mean, you could play the whole game and not need to upgrade your ship. To be honest, if you got your team tough enough, you could just board and kill them without needing to fight on the ocean. You could just ram them, and then if your team's strong enough, you just kill the entire crew. So that's what I've been doing.
Nice.
But no, it's a lot of fun. It's one of those games. It's like 50% of the NPCs are voiced and 50% are just dialogue.
Okay.
But the storyline so far, the first game I found kind of dragged for me a little bit. The areas were interesting, but they weren't different enough that it kept me engaged the whole way through. So I kind of passed the first game in 2 sittings, like one.
Oh, okay, wow.
You know what I mean? Like, where I sat down and then I came back a couple months later and I'm like, okay, I'll finish this off. I need to check this off my list. But
Sure.
this one's pretty steady. Like I think the dynamic of the boat and being able to explore a ton of different islands, and there's a lot of different groups. There's like 6 different groups that you can try to build reputation with, and eventually, I'm not at the point yet, but I imagine I'm gonna have to pick one and kill all the rest.
So is this kind of like an old school RPG? Like, is that
Yeah.
like, is it a turn-based RPG?
It looks a lot like Dragon Age 1, and its similarity, except for the fact that the map is 2-dimensional, so you can't spin it. You know how you could in Dragon Age? It was a 3-dimensional map where you could spin above you. You can't do that in this one. It's kind of painted on.
Okay.
But you can go like upstairs and downstairs and stuff like that. They still have that
Sure.
built.
So
but you
is the
can't go around
combat real time, or is it like
Oh no, it's real time.
okay,
real time, so
but
you
you
gotta
pause?
What?
Okay. So
A
you
lot of
pause.
A lot of
Yeah.
pausing, otherwise you will die fast. Because a massive amount of your party can be built up. It's 5 at the same time, including you, but you can get like, I don't know, probably a dozen companions that all have massively different skills, from like bards to paladins to combos, where you can have like a cipher that's a mind controller that's also a bard. So it's complicated in that sense, trying to figure out the best dynamic to put them together. But it's a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying it. It's if you like that kind of Dragon Age-y feel, but with a lot going on, then
It's actually funny. I just finished Dragon Age Inquisition like a month ago. So
well, I'll say the Dragon Age Inquisition is definitely the best of that trilogy. And
excellent. Good to
I
know.
love the Dragon Age trilogy. But yes, I think if you're in that feeling, then you'd like this game.
Oh, I'll have to give it a whirl. I see it from time to time, and I always like intrigued me, but I was never really sure like if it was.
It's by Obsidian.
Yeah.
I love Obsidian. I love those guys.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, it's grown a lot since the first one. Just the dynamic of that boat and being able to, because in the first one you got a castle and you could kind of outfit that and build that up, but it's not the same as being able to take it around and fight people with it. So I like that.
Because like this kind of reminds me of like an old school Baldur's Gate game.
Yes, it has that feel. It has that feel. By the way, have you seen the trailer for the new one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I never actually played the old Baldur's Gates. I never did. I got into that stuff. Sure, I think
a little too late.
My first.
Okay.
But it's making me want to go back now that they have all these remasters of the Baldur's. It's making me want to go back and check them out.
Baldur's Gate 3, that's coming. That's a state. Is it a Stadia exclusive, or is it just coming to Stadia and
Is
PC?
it?
I
No,
believe
it's
it's
not an
coming to
exclusive.
Stadia.
It's just coming to Stadia.
Yeah.
So there's that. I guess I can talk about Homeworld. I picked up all the Homeworld games on a big sale, and I kind of, what got me back into them was where is it? It was Deserts of Carrick. That got me back into it, and I finished that off, and I was kind of in the mood. I'm like, so I jumped into Homeworld Remastered, and now I'm in Homeworld 2 Remastered, and it's just
shit.
fun. I mean, it's that 3-dimensional space battle where you can move them in a full Z-axis, Y-axis, X-axis. It's much more complex than the first one. To build frigates, you literally have to build a frigate factory on either the mothership or on a carrier.
Wow.
So you can't just build everything you want. You have to kind of customize your fleet a lot more. If you want to build more things, put those on the carrier and maybe have other stuff on the mothership. But I have not found another single player, because I don't always like the multiplayer unless it's something like Battlefield.
I hear you.
I can't deal with the chat. I can't deal with the beacon off. I don't like it.
Sometimes you just want to play games and not worry about other people.
We had some
right?
of that in our Call of Duty this week. Oh my god.
Yeah, like some 14-year-old who's learned to like all these worst words on earth, or
I just hate
the whole time. I didn't know.
I just hate the people with the crappy mics that live in factories or something. That's so goddamn noisy with background noise for no reason.
So it's like,
yeah. And it's like, I can't hear the game because you're effing mic. And then I have to mute everyone. And then the productive teammates I can't hear. It's like, ugh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, for Homeworld 2, if you love us, I have yet to find a single player, mission-based space combat, third person simulator, I guess, where you're looking at everything from above, but you can get in the middle of it. You can lock onto individual ships and zoom right into them and fight from behind them. But that makes it pretty complicated because it's real time. It's not turn based, so you can get your ass kicked quick by doing that. But it's fun as they're transitioning from place to place to watch them. It's a fun game. I'm really enjoying it.
It's so funny that you're talking about this game because I was cleaning out email. I was in my Gmail cleaning out some email this afternoon. And I had this message there. I'm like, Gearbox. I'm like, what's this? And I click on it. It's like, oh, here's your codes for Homeworld Remastered Collection. Thanks for joining us at PAX East.
Oh yeah, that was a couple of years ago. Shit.
Yeah, I had a code in my inbox. I'm pretty sure I redeemed it because I know I own the collection on Steam.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, man, I forgot about that. That was a lot of fun.
It's a great series, man. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, those were I think I tried the original Homeworld and it was it was too complicated, and it's a bit of a mind trip, like you said, because it's not just a regular real-time strategy where you're looking at everything kind of on a board, but it's because you're looking at it, but then all of a sudden you flip it and you realize oh shit, what I thought was going to happen is not going to happen because there's all this other stuff coming from under here, and
you can literally sneak up on it. You can pincer an enemy from I don't know, 90-degree angles. It's
right.
Really cool though, and you can completely throw them off. Yeah. So, but it's a tiny bit of a sharp learning curve, but once you're in it, it's fine.
I'll add that into my list here.
Relic Entertainment too. They're in your guys' backyard, or where they were.
They still are. Relic is still in Vancouver.
Is it getting dark? I think I might need to throw another light on here.
Whatever.
Oh yeah, there you go. Boom! Look at that.
Love light. There we go.
The natural light has gone away. The sun has set.
Natural light is gone.
Yeah.
It's all shadow.
Well, we know you're not a vampire because you didn't turn to ash. So.
Well, I could. Well, and my skin didn't sparkle all diamondy, so I'm not a
twin. Oh, jeez.
And okay, so next on my list, you know what? Old school. I have been going through a heavy modding phase. I think the first one I did a deep rebuild mod for was New Vegas.
Okay, such a good game.
What?
New Vegas is such a good game.
So good, but I did a 4K rebuild. But that got me, because before that I had done a Fallout 3 light mod, and then a Fallout 4 light mod. But New Vegas is the first time I went to a really complicated, I had to do it 5 times rebuild because I kept breaking it. So once I did that, then it got me into the mood for Morrowind. So I went back and I got up to, I wouldn't say 4K, but I'd say it's definitely 1080, HD.
Right.
I did a 244 mod overhaul of Morrowind.
Wow.
That one took me 3 tries because I broke it twice. But everything from updating all of the background sounds because they were very redundant in the first run. Fixing the updating a lot of the dialogue. So a lot of the dialogue, they kept the original dialogue, but some of the NPC stuff they updated, made it better. some of the game mechanics. Water. The water looks so good now. Just textures out the yin yang. Textures everywhere. As well as I believe it fixed the questing system with your journal, so it's not as crazy where you have to go back and read through 300 pages to find out what the heck they were talking about. It streamlined that. You still have to read, but it's a little more organized. But it is a good game. It's an old game, man.
I love Skyrim.
Oh yeah, but this is like it's like if they made Morrowind look like Skyrim. It's just beautiful.
I know a lot of people have a special place in their heart for Morrowind.
Yeah, so I've finished the main campaign, and that I think that took me. Let me look here on Steam. I think that took me like 130 hours just to finish the main campaign. That game is huge. It's huge.
Wow. That's insane when you think that game came out in 2002.
Well, to date, no one has made a map as big. From my understanding, with all the expansions, I don't think there's a bigger map
for that universe, the Elder Scrolls universe.
I could be talking out my butt, but I'm pretty sure for any game, square kilometer wise, I'm pretty sure Morrowind is the biggest map when you include all their DLC. And plus, one of the mods blew it out a third bigger, so they've added a massive amount of map on the bottom, and it's like I was on like the Morrowind shores looking across at like DLC land, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And like it's huge, and it's so good. But I haven't even started the 2 DLCs yet. So
I got as far as getting out of the prison.
Oh, that's Skyrim. Yeah,
that's as far as I got.
Because in Morrowind you get off the boat, don't you?
Morrowind you get off the boat, and then you have to
Isn't the one with Patrick Stewart and you're fleeing out of the tunnels or something?
That's Oblivion. That's Oblivion.
Oh,
that's Oblivion when you get framed for the murder of the king or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yes, that's another one on my list for rebuild.
That's the one after. I'm getting the one after.
Yeah, that's the one in between.
So I never even played 3, and then people were crazy for Oblivion because they were waiting for it to be a launch title on 360, wasn't it?
Oh no, man! Morrowind is so good. That's another thing they fixed is the animation, the moving mechanics, because it was very and now it looks very smooth. But yes, if you've never played Morrowind and you have the grit to mod the hell out of it,
watch a couple YouTube tutorial videos and
here's the worst part. There's no consolidated place, and there's no instructional. So I had to compile different mod lists from different modders and kind of figure out what worked. And there was a couple rough blueprints out there for what to do, but there was no real explanation for like how do you use Rymash, like this old version of Rymash. Like how the heck do you do that? So you know what? To be honest, I probably broke it 8 times if I'm looking at that.
I love it. This is the nerdy shit that I absolutely like. This is the kind of shit that I love. Like I get into all kinds of like I get down these like nerdy rabbit holes like at work with like Linux, and I'm like building shit and compiling and doing stupid shit, and people are like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, just it'll be fine, this should work. Like so I love it. It's great, man.
It was so complex to do it that I don't think I could explain it. Like I saved everything I looked at, and I think I would just throw it at you and be like, "Have at it, bud! Like figure out what because I can't repeat that."
That's the thing with these games on PC. That one thing that consoles don't really have is that whole mod community. And if you have a game that you love on PC, there's some group that is like under the hood, making it better, making it bigger, making it stronger.
That's been every Bethesda sequel. Is they just looked at what the modders did from the one before. They're like, okay, let's put that.
Thanks for doing the dev for us, guys. We'll just take this.
New Vegas, all of the mods from Fallout 3, they put in eating, they put in everything else. They're like, oh, so New Vegas added in all these things that the Fallout 3 modders did. Well, that was an Obsidian one also, which is part of why I love it.
And that's what happens quite often is like literally these mods turn into these guys' like resume, and then they start working for these companies, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some of the biggest games in the world are mods. League of
Counter-Strike.
Legends, Dota
Which
2.
one? League of Legends?
Yeah,
Counter-Strike.
it started as a mod. Counter-Strike started as
Counter
a
Strike was a
mod.
mod from what, Team Fortress?
Yep, from Half-Life Engine, but
From Half-Life,
that era.
yeah.
Source Engine was later, but it was original Half-Life.
Speaking of
Right?
which, I wish I could play Alexa without a VR rig. I'm a huge Half-Life fan, and I
Alex?
love. I
Yeah.
think it's really cool, but I feel a little left out. I'm such a Half-Life fan. I bought Black Mesa when it was still a beta. I support. I know that's not Valve, but still, like I'm a huge. Like I love it. I watched all the stupid movies that people made, which were pretty good.
I've been hovering over the VR PC headset button for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I don't necessarily want to invest like $1,000 in just a VR rig right now, and just so I can play Half-Life. I hope they port it. I mean, I know it'll be really weird to do, but I hope.
Well, my understanding is that like there's some modders that have already got it running, like not in VR.
Oh, really?
But like Valve has flat out said like we're not. Our plan is to never release this on.
Why would they do that?
Well, because they built the game from the ground up to.
Yeah, fair.
Like for
Well,
VR, like it's,
I hear it's the best, probably one of the best VR games out there. Like it fully utilizes it in an amazing way. I feel left out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, man.
Well, shall we get into some news and stuff?
Yeah.
yeah, let's do it.
The news and stuff. Dane, you put this story on here, so you take the lead on this because I did not have a chance to read this story.
First story comes from TechSpot. G2A has agreed to pay Factorio dev $40,000 for selling stolen game keys.
Well, they were selling them?
So a while back, G2A, because everybody was kind of pushing on them, saying that like, they're constantly kind of in hot water, and like they're kind of one of those quote unquote gray marketplaces.
Crazy.
I know, and so
Green Man Gaming is legit, right? Or is that
Green Man is definitely legit? Yeah.
Okay, good. I hate thievery. Anyways, carry on.
So they're kind of a gray marketplace. They've made headlights time and time again for various things over time. So they were trying to say a while ago that they were saying like, look, we're trying to become more transparent, and for their part, they tried to combat this criticism by boldly, and some would say arrogantly, offering to pay devs 10 times the original cost of an illegitimate key as compensation if that fraud could be proven by a third-party auditing firm. So apparently nobody took them up on their offer except for indie developer Woob Software, who is the guys that made Factorio. And after an investigation, they found out that they owed a whopping $39,600 in compensation for bank-initiated chargebacks.
Is anyone else? Is that open season now? Like, are others going to come in, or did they close that offer?
Nope. Apparently, they've said in a statement near the update here at the bottom of the article, G2A has confirmed that it will indeed be willing to conduct future investigations for free on behalf of any developers that request it.
So they will conduct the investigation. Did Woob conduct it themselves, or was it G2A that did it?
So initially they said that they would have a third-party firm to do the audit.
Yeah.
But apparently as part of this, they said the issue was, where was it? The auditing firms wouldn't be willing to report the results publicly. So that restriction kind of, in G2A's opinion, would have rendered the entire process useless, because the whole idea of this is to be as transparent as possible.
Who holds G2A's a hand as they investigate themselves?
Yeah, that's a great question. But apparently, G2A was able to confirm that 198 out of 321 reported keys were indeed sold illegitimately through G2A,
and that's 40K. Wow.
And so they agreed to pay them, like they said, 10 times per key, which I think is cool. G2A is like I don't know, they've, like we've talked about them on this show before, they've definitely had some sketchy stuff going on.
Are they on the board now, or are they still gray zone?
Yeah.
I mean,
They don't care where the keys come from. So like they try to blame it on people who nefariously get keys and flip them there. They're kind of like an eBay for game keys.
Is it like an eBay where you can sell, like people can
basically
sell
you have game keys, like Steam code keys that you've never used yourself personally, and you want to turn that into cash, you go to G2A. They take a cut.
Okay. So the
problem is
don't want a bunch of keys.
What happens is the whole existence of this marketplace incentivizes people. What people believe is happening on this site quite often in other sites like this one is that it's linked to credit card theft. I steal your credit card. I go on Steam. I buy all the hottest games on Steam. I don't redeem those keys. I just charge it to you. I'd use your credit card to buy those keys. I flip those keys on a site like this to get my money because I can't get money from your credit card.
Wow.
So it's like, and like people are like, oh, the people use this for laundering. Like there's a lot of nefarious shit that happens through the sites like G2A. So that's where a lot of devs were like, F this site, because this isn't the only company. There's other companies like, I don't know, they sold 40,000 copies of our game that we never saw any money, or they sold 10,000 of our game that we didn't see a penny. And they're like, no, we got the keys from legitimate Steam key sources, and they'd be really shady and then like arrogant about it, and they're douchey, basically, is the gist of it. And
well, screw those guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, what I get out of this is like, I just hope that we get more devs hitting them up saying like, hey, you think these are stolen? Show me the money. You know what I mean? Like,
so I would love to see like $100K payout. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I'm surprised that more companies haven't taken them up on it. But I mean, obviously, like the Factorio guys kind of realized like, hey, there's something up here. We may as well try it, right?
Well, I imagine that'll incentivize some now that there's been a payout. Huh.
Yeah.
I have a feeling G2A is not long for this world.
Yeah.
You know what'll probably happen though? They'll probably close it down and it'll start with a different name and a
G3A.
The sequel.
The sequel.
Exactly. So yeah.
G3A : we're still douchebags.
Yeah. Next story, fairly straightforward. Almost a PSA, but Riot's hero shooter Valorant is coming out of open beta and is launching on June 2nd for all to play.
Valorant. Why have I not heard of this?
Oh yeah, it's Riot's.
Because you don't watch streamers, probably.
That's probably why. Oh, that's cool.
This is like the first major game launched from Riot. The guys that did League of Legends.
This looks a lot like Blizzard's game.
Overwatch?
Yeah.
It's Overwatch and Counter-Strike had a baby.
It's like 80% Counter-Strike, 20% Overwatch.
Very cool.
It plays very well. I like
Riot's releasing it. Is it a free to play or what is it?
Yep, it's free to play.
But you can
Anybody
buy
can download it.
$3 million worth of skins or what?
Probably.
Of course.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's same as like League of Legends and all those, it's that. But like the full game's there. I don't know if they've explained yet how characters are going to work. Like in the beta, there was a sort of base group of characters, and then you could use in-game XP to unlock other characters. So I don't know if that's going to be the way that the game is going to launch, or if that means that they're going to charge and you can unlock characters with real money as well. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. So that'll be kind of interesting to see how they firm that up for launch. So, but hey, it's coming out of beta, so yeah, cool. That means more people to play with.
This next story from VentureBeat by Mike Minotti. Blizzard cancels BlizzCon 2020. BlizzCon 2020 will not be happening this year, Blizzard Entertainment announced today. The convention usually occurs every year at the beginning of November, taking place at Anaheim Convention Center. The venue gives fans a chance to meet, show off their cosplay, compete in and watch esports events, and visit panels. It also gives Blizzard a venue to announce new projects. Last year, the developers revealed Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4. We have not had any significant updates on either title since then, so
They're not going to do a big digital one?
They are going to move. Let's see where it says here.
Because they can still charge like a small ticket fee to have a big digital. You can still have a gaming. You can still have a competition. Gamers can come home.
They're saying that they're going to hope to set up a digital one for next year.
Yeah, early next year.
Early in 2021.
Not even the same time frame. This story doesn't say it.
No.
That's weird.
Yeah, I didn't see this story, but there was another story saying that they were canceling this year, and they were hoping to set up something as a digital show for 2021.
They're not just slapping it together like some of these conventions. They're gonna do it right. Then it sounds like.
Yeah, I guess as right as an online
400,000 people watching at the same time. Or what are we talking about? 1 million? There'd probably be a couple million that would watch that.
No, I don't like. They definitely don't have quite that kind of pull. Like I'm trying to think,
anymore.
like when they
Not after the mobile release of the Diablo nonsense.
Well, I'm just trying to think.
The game still isn't out.
Oh, I know.
The announcement, the announcement scorching that they got from their Q&A.
But like, I'm trying to think, like, because even last year, like they were
called?
streaming.
I don't know. Diablo Touch.
Diablo Mobile.
Diablo that nobody wanted because it's on a cell phone.
Yeah. But like I'm trying to think, like they didn't have that many people watching live for that showcase that year, and even last year, I don't think. Like maybe 100,000, a couple 100,000 people.
Yeah, for their keynotes and different panels and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure they get views in the millions over the whole weekend.
Oh, I'm sure. Like
I'm just thinking, when people are locked at home, there's a lot more stuff they want to pay attention to.
I guess it's true.
For something new.
This is true.
We were kind of waiting with bated breath on whether this was going to get canceled or not.
I was pretty sure it was going
to. It makes sense. You can't have that. I mean, this bringing all over the world. Yeah.
So PAX has got to be next now, right?
I'm amazed that we haven't, like, we got the email saying, hey, PAX West is going to happen. It's still moving ahead. And that was like, what, a month ago? It's supposed to happen in September, Labor Day
weekend.
Where?
Seattle.
In Seattle.
60,000 people, Washington State Convention Center.
Oh yeah, it's a possibility. I doubt it. Wow.
No, I have a hard time.
Enjoy your
it's gonna happen.
Your 2-week quarantine. Just show up 2 weeks early.
Yeah. I don't know.
No. Yeah, I mean, our health minister said no conventions are happening for the rest of 2020 for all of Canada. That's just not happening. So
yeah. It kind of sucks because this PAX West 2020 was going to be like most, with E3 being canceled. There was some hope that this stuff was going to clear up by now, which doesn't seem like it's happening. Like we're lucky in BC, obviously, but the rest of the world's still a disaster. But like, PAX would have been like the first hands-on for like public for like the new Xbox and PS5, and that just ain't gonna happen. This is gonna be like the first console launch where there's like no press events, no public events.
Are they still gonna launch it?
They're both steaming ahead, saying they're both coming out this winter.
I don't think they have a problem selling them. I mean, like, good luck.
No, they definitely won't.
No, they'll sell out everywhere as they always do.
Yeah,
it's gonna suck because some people might not be able to afford it because they've been affected negatively by all this stuff.
But that is the very sad part of a lot of this. I mean, come the winter when this stuff comes out, I mean, this is gonna be a very different landscape. I mean, what jobs are coming back? That's a whole different show.
Like some of us are lucky; we're able to work remotely, or we're still working.
Yep, the industry's gone.
Yeah.
That's a huge chunk of people in BC that just out of work. It's awful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't see PAX unless this thing disappears during the summer.
It's not going to happen. I mean, it's in Brazil. It's in South America like crazy, and they're going into their winter. It's not going to disappear unless you just ban everyone traveling from anywhere that's not North America.
Well,
do an Australia and New Zealand deal like what they're setting up, where they can only travel to each other's countries, nowhere else.
Yeah,
I don't see that happening.
No, I don't think so either. Especially when bigger conventions before it and after it have now canceled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This was this is what, a couple months even after that, and they're like having they're like, yeah, no, let's not.
It's tough. It was like watching it was like watching like how long Emerald City took before they canceled.
Yeah, right down to the wire, right?
And everyone's like, well, guys, like seriously. Yeah, I think that might have been an insurance thing. They might have been waiting until the state told them they couldn't do it.
That's what
true.
I'm wondering. Like the PAX one is what I think that's the thing that's got to be happening, right? Is like PAX has to be waiting to get the like, you can't do this, because otherwise they're gonna get nailed with some sort of
that could be
like,
it. That could
breach of contract or whatever, right? Like
exactly, they're waiting for the no that's out of their control, and then their insurance bails them out or something.
And that insurance will never cover anyone ever again. The entire film industry had pandemic coverage, and they all claimed billions of dollars of claims at the same time.
So let me guess, that's
available
folded.
Again. Oh yeah, they'll never offer that again. So like, how do you move forward without insurance? It's gonna be a weird time.
Oh, it's like my work. We're a little off the rails here, everyone, but whatever. Just buckle up.
Yeah.
I like my work. We have quarantine pay in our union, and I think that's one of those things in the agreement that our employer is like, oh yeah, what, give quarantine pay? What? Like they're ever that's sure you guys can have it 2 weeks off paid if you get in a pandemic, or yeah, no problem. That's never going to come to fruition. Next scene, we're all like sitting at home getting paid in full.
Well, that's gone.
Oh yeah, our next contract negotiation, that's going to be one of the first things on the table. Like, yeah, we're going to get rid of that.
It's going to be on its head after this.
Moving along.
Yeah.
This next story, Pac-Man Live Studio enables you to play and create mazes on Twitch. This story from VentureBeat from Jeff Grubb. Pac-Man turned 40 years old today. Well, not today. I think it was a couple days ago now. And that's the perfect age to start a Twitch career. Bandai Namco's pellet-munching hero is getting a new game called Pac-Man Live Studio. This is a free game that anyone can play by going to its live Twitch channel. It doesn't require any downloads and works right in your browser, the publisher says. It's launching Pac-Man Live Studio soon. Bandai Namco worked with Amazon Games to bring Pac-Man Live Studio to fans. The game enables up to 4 people to play simultaneously. Each person controls a Pac-Man with 1 life each. But if just one of the 4 players makes it through the end of the maze, everyone progresses to the next level. Your team will compete against others for a high score, so try to survive as long as possible.
Interesting.
Okay. You have tools to make your own mazes. You can publish and share mazes with friends and followers. Public mazes will also go to a leaderboard where players can look for the most popular creations. Yeah,
if they can make it popular with the kids, it might fly.
It's kind of neat. I like Pac-Man. Pac-Man's fun.
Someone said shopping in the grocery store is like Pac-Man. You're trying to avoid like, all the lines. Like, nom, nom, nom.
That's so true. It's kind of scary, actually.
Yeah.
We could mod the game Pandemic Pac-Man.
Yeah.
That's brutal. This isn't much of a story, but just like look at how fucking awesome this thing is. From this is from Kotaku by Mike Fahey. Stern's new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pinball machines are glorious.
They are.
Anyway, Stern just released a video or trailer showcasing the new TMNT pinball machines you can purchase. They only start at $6,100 American, up to $9,100.
Wow!
On the VR note, because I was on the VR note, if you were to get just the toggle switches as like a thing, and you had your helmet, but you can punch those 2 buttons and have the pull thing, that might be kind of cool for like an infinity pinball setup at home. That's it. I don't know. Side note.
Have like every pinball, but kind of like physics. Yeah, because you're looking at it. That would be kind of neat.
Yeah, you can VR look at it, but then you have the actual like some kind of little mount that has 2 buttons and the pole to knock the thing. I don't know.
That'd be cool. Maybe that already exists.
Who knows? It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got $9,100 I could borrow?
Man, these are really pretty.
Some of that quarantine pay. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's not that much.
No, it would not be.
God, these are cool. Holy shit, the detail on these is just rad.
Yeah, I gotta look this up. Okay.
Just click
Oh
the
my
link in the
gosh.
show notes there. If you click on the text, there's a link will pop up.
Oh, that's cool. You like actually?
So all the stories have links like that. So
Oh my goodness.
that's how our listeners at home, when they're done driving in their car with their non-commute right now, they're like, what was that thing they were talking about? They go to their podcast player and you can click on the show notes.
Oh, that's cool.
They'll
I'm
take
glad
you
I
to all
didn't
these
write
stories
anything
we're talking
stupid in
about.
there. Okay, good.
Man, these are cool.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
it
this
looks
was
rad.
Ugh, if I had space and money, God, I would. So this would be right up my
I
alley.
always randomly check the used sites in my area for like, I'm hoping someone's like needs to get rid of a pinball machine or whatever, because I want one for the basement, right?
Right.
I want an arcade stand up and I want a pinball machine. It's just like I just haven't been able to find one where someone's just like,
for the arcade stand-up, you can get the modulator ones that have 500 games.
yeah, I've seen those, but like I'm really cheap too. So
Oh, well, Fuggles has one.
pardon?
Fuggles and Warlock.
Who has
I
one?
don't know where do you live?
I'm in Victoria.
Oh, okay. Fuggles and Warlock is a microbrew in Richmond. They got a great little video game section. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm dying for a stand up and a pinball machine, but I'm just magically hoping I can find a killer deal one day. Someone literally has to leave the country or something, just wants to offload that.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I mean, it's not out of the question. I mean, people try to move those things and they're just like, I'm not moving it again. I'm getting rid of it. Or they get married and their wife's like, you got to get rid of that thing. It's taking up half of my living room.
Yeah, it's so, and that's the other thing. It's also so unnecessary. Like, am I going to use it that much with my giant PC? Probably
but
not.
it's a man cave toy. It's cool.
It is cool. One day.
Drink beer,
One day.
play pinball. Oh yeah.
Well, I live in Richmond, so basement would be just a swamp if I tried to make one of those. So that'd be bad.
Yeah, maybe not in Richmond.
Pinball in the basement, playing with the frogs.
This next story is from Eurogamer by Tom Phillips. Fortnite begins doomsday clock for end of season live event. Fortnite has begun counting down to its next major story event, set to mark the end of its James Bond-inspired spy season. While the season itself wraps up next week on Thursday, the 4th of June, Epic's live event will set the stage this coming Saturday, the 30th of May, 7:05 p.m. UK time. God damn it, you Eurogamer and your UK time.
That's
No idea what that is our time.
I don't know. It's like 6 a.m. or something.
Really?
It's not awful.
Yeah, they're like, because they're ahead of us, right? Like, so 7 p.m. Yeah, it would be the morning for us. I'm pretty sure they're.
Oh, well, it is Saturday, so it's not a weekday. So that makes sense. Because their Star Wars events were like in the middle of the day on the weekend, weren't they?
Yeah.
I got a bit of news. I'll
Ooh.
throw it in right after.
Sure.
It's
Oh,
linked on the
excellent.
page you shared. I didn't know there was a Half-Life spin-off called Ravenholm. It got canceled.
Oh.
You can see the footage from it now. Anyways, never mind.
Oh no, we could
Or
definitely
that
talk
page
about that.
you guys gave some cool stuff on there. The Eurogamer page.
Oh, I didn't see. Oh, there it is. Watch footage of canceled Half-Life spin-off Ravenholm.
Why would you cancel anything related to Half-Life? How dare you?
Because it's Valve and they haven't really been making video games for the last like 15
but
years.
raking it in from Steam.
Yeah, exactly. And just doing whatever the hell they want as of late.
Basically,
Have,
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
Giles,
They're like, hey, we want to make hardware.
Yeah, they did. They made their own VR rig, right?
yeah,
Okay.
that's the index.
Yep.
Have you ever played Fortnite, Giles?
No. Like I said, man, me and online games, not so much. I can do Battlefield. I can do stuff like that. But, like, I don't want a 12-year-old screaming at me. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know what else to do. And or I go to, like, something awful, and then I'll go tell the parents. And, like, I can't handle
So I think we all felt pretty much the same way as you. But where Fortnite is great fun is when you get a group of people together and you roll as a crew.
And you get your own server or what?
And well, no, you're playing other people, but you're in a squad, and that's where it's fun. And you're only talking to each other, and you're just fucking around doing whatever it is that
everyone else.
Yeah,
you can't hear anyone else that isn't in your party, so you have a full squad of 4.
Yeah.
It can be a lot of fun just screwing around being idiots.
Oh yeah,
because it's just you and your buddies.
The responsibility of having to take care of a team. I'm a bit of a lone wolf.
Perfect. You'd fit right in with us.
You'd fit right in. Everyone's always competing to steal each other's kills.
Some wooden structure over here, guys.
No. Anyway, just these events in Fortnite, like as an outsider before we started playing it this year, you're like, Fortnite sucks. It's for kids. We hate Fortnite. And then it's like some of these events they've had are like some of the coolest things. They transform the game real time with a server packed of people. There's like millions of people playing, and then they blow up the world. Or they have like a giant mech battle, or they have freaking Millennium Falcon flying in the map.
Star Wars promo?
Yeah, and it's so cool because it's like real time, and it's really neat.
Yeah, they do a really good job. Like I'm with Rick. We these guys sucked me into playing some Fortnite, and it's a lot of fun with the right crew and stuff. It's a blast.
So speaking of Fortnite, they have a whole mode where they've been premiering like movie trailers and stuff like that. So they premiered the new Tenet trailer like in Fortnite last week before it was available on YouTube for everyone else to see.
Really?
You could watch it in Fortnite first.
There's a lot of people who are going to risk their lives to go watch that movie in theaters. It looks really good.
I'm hearing that they're going to do a screening inside of Fortnite.
What?
Yeah.
That's the rumor.
Rumor is that they're looking to do a screening of it inside of Fortnite
after release in theaters.
Don't know. It hasn't been announced yet, but that's what the rumor is going around. So
it wouldn't make sense until after release.
That movie,
how do you make money after that?
That movie looks like it'll break my brain. I've watched some of the trailers.
Would they just get paid by the Fortnite creators?
Yeah, Epic would probably pay them.
Maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of money in Epic.
Yeah, it's all that Fortnite money.
Where's Epic based? Are they Hong Kong or are they mainland?
No, they're in Carolina.
They're North Carolina?
Yep.
I thought they were owned. Oh no, they're owned by Tencent.
Yes,
55% or something, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tencent owns a large chunk of them, but the company is based in North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Where are we? I lost my outline.
Uh-oh.
Sony?
We're in some PlayStation news. Sony's planning a PlayStation 5 event for June 3rd. I think last week, rumor mill was we were saying June 4th. But this story from VentureBeat by Jeff Grubb, and a lot of people, including our friend Jason Schreier, posting on Twitter, is saying there's a lot of credibility going on that this event is scheduled for next Wednesday.
This will be a digital event, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a reveal event for the PS5.
Cool.
We know the controller. We know some of the cool techie things it does. But we don't know the box. We don't know the games. A lot of people are corroborating this story.
Are they going to send you guys one?
I don't know. I have my fingers crossed. I'm waiting for my code for The Last of Us 2, which I'm hoping... They sent us some Predator DLC today.
Yeah,
Arnold Schwarzenegger DLC for the Predator game.
Oh, nice.
It's a new playable character. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to get a system. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Cross our fingers.
Well, I'll cross my fingers for you guys. I hope it comes your way.
They had... I don't know if there's much to say. Obviously, this is rumor mill reporting, but Jeff is pretty... He's pretty good. He's pretty well connected in the industry, so... And a lot of the people that I said, yep, seems like this is the truth, that it's actually going to happen.
It's odd to me that if you were going to do it that soon, because that's next week, that you wouldn't announce something. Like, I mean, I guess if they haven't decided to lock it down yet, then it would be still a rumor, but do you know what I mean? Like, if you're Sony, you would think, like, you want to kind of build hype. Like, it's only a week away. You'd think you'd kind of want to build hype and be like, okay, well, like next week, and you'd start like getting that rumor mill going.
Well,
I guess it depends on the strategy, because like Epic Games crashed their entire server off of 1 hour's notice when everyone found out GTA 5 was on there. So like, depending on what kind of explosive viral marketing they do, they could do it in a couple days.
Yeah. They could announce it with 10 minutes to going live, and they'll probably get hundreds of thousands of people watching. Let alone all the restreams and freaking reaction videos, and people are just chomping at the bit for PS5 news right now. It's so anticipated.
They're hungry for any like next gen news
and they
right now, right?
probably I think they only announced today. Sony had a state of, this is our next story from Eurogamer by Matt Wales. Not much of a story, but today they had a state of play dedicated to The Last of Us 2. I don't know if either of you guys watched it.
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I did watch it. It's pretty sweet. That game looks fucking awesome. Oh my god. They showed they broke down a bunch of the gameplay and kind of new gameplay elements of the game, and how it's less linear than the last game. It's not full open world, but has much larger areas. They showed off 10 minutes of like never before seen gameplay. Everything was obviously
like the areas in Uncharted 4, like where they'd kind of opened it up.
Yeah, I think it's like that.
Maybe,
yeah, you know what? Very similar, because you had the Jeep in Uncharted 4, and you've got the horse in this one. Like you ride a horse, and then they were saying how there's like puzzle aspects and all kinds of stuff that they've added. And man, that game is super gory, very violent. Like
Last of Us.
Yeah,
it's kind of brutal because that's not what I want to play right now.
the tone.
Yeah, dude, I had the Division 2 loaded up at the beginning of all this, and I'm like, no.
Watching her sneak around, murder people, had a little bit of angst and anxiety to it. That I was like, I don't know if this is going to be really fun to play right now. If those are the emotions I want to be delving in, because this game is going to be heavy with that, right?
Yeah.
But fuck, The Last of Us, the last one. It's like one of the best games of the generation, the last generation. It is such a good game.
I wish, but I doubt they'll PC port that for a while, if ever, if never.
I don't think The Last of Us will ever come to PC, but never say never. Who knows?
But it's interesting on the gore thing, because like a game like Doom is fine right now, but it's probably because Last of Us it hits a bit too close.
Well, it's humans, right? It's not demons.
Yeah.
And Doom is like the violence is the violence in Doom is comical, like blowing up.
Comic, huh? Yeah.
It's like it's like a B movie, like it's silly, and yes, it's gory, but it's so far fetched, and it's not humanoid or human on human violence, so it doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't have the same tone.
Well, I'll tell you, and it's a side note, but that's what I love about sci-fi, because there's so many good sci-fi writers that talk about how they use sci-fi and alien species to discuss really, really tough topics that most people don't want to talk about, like just societal issues. And then they transplant you down in the middle of it. And using that, we're able to go there because we're less resistant. I don't know. I like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, my tangent.
That's cool.
The trailer, the new gameplay in this, like in the opening of the gameplay, she stabs someone in the throat, like just stabs them in the throat, and you've got like gurgling sounds. I'm like, sweet, you know,
which are fun to make, by the way, for voice acting. I had to make a lot of death sounds for Far Cry.
I was gonna say
they're painful, but yeah, I particularly like the death rattles. It's interesting how to make those.
Yes. Yeah, you want to give us one? Can you do it on the spot?
Oh, probably not, man. No. Let me see. I don't know. Death rattle. Let me see.
Oh, it's amazing.
And our special guest has just died.
That's probably a knife through the throat, right?
Yeah, that was that was very painful.
So good. So good. I love it. Oh, that's awesome.
I did burning alive for Far Cry. That's the worst. To burn alive, that your throat's not the same the next day.
No. I guess probably you must come out of the booth some days where you're just done, eh?
Yeah, man. No, I did one the other day where I wrapped up a bad guy that I'm playing on a really cool cartoon. I did full season run, and the last episode is just epic battles. And I'm like, you know what? I went in on Friday because luckily voice work is still able to happen now. You're the only person in the whole studio though, and like the engineer's behind 2 layers of glass, and everyone else is on Zoom.
Right.
But yeah, my voice was done for 2 days. But it was also because I'm like, screw it, There's a way I can do it where I don't, but like I'm like, you know what? I've loved this character so much. I want this to be epic, insane battles of he's going above. And yeah, I mean, I know some of the guys who dubbed Dragon Ball, and they said they were effed for days after that, the Canadian version, because they're like, it's like, is it over there? Like screaming. Yeah. So
yeah.
no, it can ruin you. Interestingly enough, though, my when I did Carnage and Norman Osborn, I voiced both of them in the same kind of absolute Carnage outbreak setup as a setup for a bunch of their comics. But it was an insane voice, but it never trashed my throat. So sometimes you just don't know.
So like, are you in pain after, or just can't speak?
No, I would say it sounds like I have a cold.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like it's like just like you're raw.
Like really raw.
You're at the nightclub yelling really loud.
You're like, oh, there's a bit of blood. That's rare. I've had it happen. It's rare. That'd be more for like Guy Marvel getting burned alive. The next day, I'm like, oh,
that's not good.
Work the throat a little hard there that time.
Yeah, video games trash you because they want 2 hours of Walla of just like, okay, give me all these different death sounds as loud as you can. We're gonna go 2 hours straight. Okay.
Oh, all right, sure, let's do that. Yeah.
Can we? You don't have to answer this at all.
Sure.
Can we get a little bit behind the scenes when you're working on a game like this? So
yeah, sure.
I assume you're hired as a contractor, right?
Yeah, I'm self-employed, special skills contractor, basically. Yes.
So is it like because no one ever talks about the video game industry, so people have no idea how a lot of this stuff works, how you get into it, what to look forward if you were to get into it. It's like, is it like a one-off paid thing? Is it like by the hour? Like just an interesting.
Yeah, it's a 4-hour contract, is what it would be. 4-hour contract. You're paid for that 4-hour chunk. You come in as this is for the voice side of things. If you're doing performance capture, that's different. That's a lot more like a film and TV contract where they'll depending on how big it is. Like a buddy of mine, Michael Antonakos is a friend of mine. He was the voice of Alexios for Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay.
That was like a 2-year contract where they just bought him for that period.
Right.
But like if you were to do for something like Far Cry, for a guy like Guy Marvel, that was done day by day, and they didn't know how much they needed. And then as we went through, then they decided they loved him so much that they wanted DLC for him. So then I came back for more days. But that was 4-hour sessions because Guy Marvel his body was done by someone else, which is why in some of the sequences in Far Cry 5, in my opinion, whoever was doing the motion cap did not quite capture what I was doing voice wise. In certain moments. In other moments, I thought it was great.
So that bug you then? Obviously, a little bit.
A little bit, but it's not the kind of thing I think anyone else would have noticed necessarily.
Yeah, well, because you're the one who's true. Obviously, the motion and mannerisms is a big part of a character.
Yeah.
But obviously, the voice is the voice.
Well, I mean, if you would put a camera on me in the room, I would have been moving around the way that Guy Marvel would move around because you can't make the voice without the physicality.
Yeah,
like it's
a big part of it.
You ever see anyone doing some crazy cartoon stuff? Sometimes they'll change their physiology, whatever it is. Yeah, but no, sir. For a voice gig, it's a short contract, 4-hour call, however many days they need you. If it's a larger performance capture thing, they might contract you for a bunch of days, or they might if it's a big one, they might block you out for the year. Depending on the company, Ubisoft is very, very, very good to their actors, I would say, in the way that they take care of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually look out for them. Like they're not necessarily trying to just take advantage of their time.
Yeah. Well, we have friends who work on the PR side, obviously there.
Yeah.
And they're all super happy. Seems like they're all treated really well.
They're an amazing company. Everyone I've met there is phenomenal. In fact, years ago, I shot a pilot for a TV show with a bunch of the guys. It never ended up getting picked up, but I just loved them. We went out, spent a week in Montreal, like hanging out with all these Ubisoft dudes.
That's awesome.
Comedy, which it's different, but it reminds me a lot of the one that just came out on Apple Play. It reminds me a lot of that, but it's not the same. But that is Ubisoft's show, so I wonder if they may have taken some of the ideas from what they tried a while ago.
Oh, that's the cool video game dev series, right?
Yes, yeah. And the pilot we shot a long time ago. Maybe it was only 4 years ago. 3 was about two rival video game dev places, which essentially one is led by a total asshole, which was me, and I was the douchiest douche. Why am I not Alexander Costanza? What's his name? Alexander
George Costanza.
Yeah, what's his real name?
Oh man! Oh, way to put me on the spot like that.
Yeah, well, I should know because I worked with the guy. I never met him. He shot it. George Costanza, actor. Jason Alexander. He was in it. Like, it was a cool cast. Sean Majumdar was in it. Random.
So to wrap us back around.
Sorry.
Sony. No, that's fine. I took us off the rails there. Sony PlayStation 5 event. They probably haven't hyped it because they had this Last of Us State of Play today, which they literally announced 2 days ago. So maybe they were just waiting for this to happen, and who knows, maybe we'll hear something tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah,
I'm hoping. I want to hear goddamn PS5. I want to see them bring out the big guns. Like I'm anticipating.
Rick thinks they're just gonna whip it out and lay it on the table there. He's thinking that they're really gonna,
I feel like they've been set up to come out and do like a really amazing job with like some of their biggest titles and just like be like mic drop, boom.
Watch them just talking about the different skins you can get on the actual console. Like you can get paint, you can get a Last of Us skin. Those big hyped up announcements where it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think people would show up there with pitchforks and
they would
that would not go well.
They would ruin them on Twitter.
Torches and pitchforks.
Especially after like I don't want to say bomb, but I think seeing the Microsoft event recently that kind of fell flat. I think that it would be in the best interest of Sony to come out and really.
Well, that's it. They've been set up so well.
They have an opportunity for a home run here. Yeah.
Oh, it's like they're like in the MLB and they have the ball on a tee just sitting there. It's not even getting pitched. It's just on a tee. All they have to do is hit it and crank it out of the park. That's how set up they are right now by everyone fumbling announcements recently. That's just how I feel. We'll see what happens. They could just fucking faceplant too, like everyone else, because of the whole.
Maybe they could. Yeah, they could just trip and smash their face.
Yeah, they go up to swing for it and they fall and hit themselves with the bat in the face somehow, and then I don't know.
I hope that's not the case, but I just want to see the console at this point. Like, I'm super curious. Like, what the hell is this thing gonna look like? We've seen the controller. It looks neat. Looks very different. What is a console gonna look like? Like, is it gonna be this crazy two-tone thing? Like, and I know it doesn't really matter because I already know what's inside, right? Like, we already know the specs and stuff, but like, what is it gonna look like? I want to know.
Spider-Man 2, Horizon 2, Bloodborne 2.
It's a lot of twos.
Yeah.
I want it. Yeah.
So that's it for news. Public service announcements. We got our new games for Gold for June 2020. Pretty decent lineup. We've got Shantae, The Pirate's Curse, Coffee Talk, which I have no idea what that is. Destroy All Humans, and sorry?
It's like a Japanese jelly coffee simulator, like a bubble tea shop.
And is it Scene Mora or Cine Mora? That's a 2D shooter, that one. I think I'm most excited for Shantae.
Yeah, I like the Shantae games. They're great.
Pirates. I don't think I've heard of Shantae.
They're like a 2D sort of Metroidvania style, beautiful art, side scrolling.
Getting into those, I've played some cool ones. Okay, cool. Okay.
It's like a cartoon where you play a little cute little genie.
She transforms into various like animals throughout the game. You get different abilities depending on who you transform into and stuff.
Oh.
Great for your Switch. I have their last game on the Switch, and it's an awesome Switch game. So,
Call of Duty World War II, continuing on the public service announcement train. Call of Duty World War II is free via PlayStation Plus today. The funny thing is Sony hasn't announced what other game is coming out for PlayStation Plus for June. Just randomly, they tweeted out today, all right, you can download World War II. It's part of the monthly games lineup for June. We'll share additional details, and well, we haven't seen the additional details about the rest of their lineup, so
probably happen tomorrow.
Yeah, it's just weird. They've never done that before. Good game.
The world is weird now.
Excellent game.
The world is very weird.
Also on the Sony, a couple more things on the Sony train. They've got a huge double discount sale going on. And then Iron Man VR, which we forgot to talk about last week. They've got a demo for the Iron Man VR, which you can download now. And apparently you get like a suit for the retail game when it comes out if you play the demo.
Ooh, very cool. I wonder if it's a different demo than the one we played at PAX.
But not like a physical. Like they're not going to mail you like a onesie.
They're going to mail you an Iron Man suit.
Show us your selfies in your Iron Man onesie.
I mean, mate, you just ding dong. There's this giant box at the front door. It's a fucking Iron Man exosuit. Like,
send you an exoskeleton. Yeah, that works.
Man, I fucking love Sony. While you fly through your neighbor's house. And then Epic Game Store is doing this, the secretive rundown countdown clock with the releases on the weekly basis.
9 hours, 49 minutes, and 23 seconds.
Yeah, the rumor is it's Borderlands Handsome Collection.
What does that mean? Does that include Borderlands 3, or is that just all the Borderlands games?
No, I think it's everything prior to
everything with Handsome Jack or whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, and the pre-sequel. All of them are the remastered versions.
I have all those. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys chatted about it, but Borderlands went non-union for the third game, which is why the voice acting.
Yeah, we talked about that. We were not happy with it.
I called Borderlands 3 my biggest disappointment of last year.
Yeah, because they went non-union and took it all to Texas and.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with the game. I think the story wasn't very good.
They probably went non-union there too. Well, I guess there's not many unions.
They didn't add a lot of innovations that a lot of the more recent first-person shooters have added. It felt very archaic, and I was really hyped for it.
Sounded like a money grab.
Oh yeah, it totally was, because they just had finished releasing 2 bombs like in a row. So
yeah,
it was like a studio savior, I think.
What was the bombs?
What was it called?
Battleborn. Battleborn was last
and
big
Colonial
game.
Marines.
Oh yeah. Wait, Colonial Marines? Are we talking Warhammer?
No,
Aliens. Colonial Marines.
Oh, who thought that would have been a good game? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And that's it for public service announcements. That brings us to our free-for-all section. Into the Night.
I just said we could talk about anything. It's a cool little 5-part series that's on Netflix. I won't give anything away because they get to it, but essentially it happens almost immediately in the first episode. You end up in this scenario where this guy has taken over a plane and he is refusing to let them land because he says they'll all die. And I won't explain why. And it's quite good. It was very interesting. It's European. I forget which of I feel like it's one of the Slavic countries.
Dutch.
Interesting.
But it's definitely do not watch it dubbed because Netflix dubs are awful. Watch it subbed, 2 subtitles. But I liked it. Just to throw a free for all out there, I thought it was an interesting show.
Yeah, I'm always looking for new shows to watch. It's hard.
It's short. It's only 5 episodes, so it's an easy eat.
There's stuff that, usually stuff blows up on my Twitter and it's like, hey, everyone's watching this and saying good stuff. Then I know to tune in. But that doesn't mean there isn't good stuff still out there. So
there's, for free-for-all on that note, I think it's fascinating how Disney was primed to win the streaming wars. And then this came in, shut down all production, and they could not keep up with the release schedule. So now all of a sudden it's the old boy Netflix that just had a ton of content in its pocket, getting ready to try to compete with the new ones, and they're on top again. It tipped the scales massively in their favor. Like Apple TV and Disney were getting ready to take huge bites out of this, and they just cannot compete with the level of content that Netflix has, and they're not going to be able to make any. I mean, animation, yes, there's going to be a ton of animation made, but that's not going to fill the gap of people want to see people. So that just blows my mind, because Netflix was like, they were up against the ropes, it looked like, and now they're just on the bodies of their fallen enemies. It's really interesting, because Disney just doesn't like.
Yeah, they don't.
That's it, and it's awesome. But like, you just can't compete.
Yeah, I mean, you can only watch like their back catalog so much, right? Like I'm a Disney Plus member, obviously, and I know Rick is as well.
Me too.
And like, there's lots of cool stuff on there, but it's like you're not wrong. Like, there's no like for me right now, there's no reason for me to turn Disney Plus on every week, because I know roughly kind of like what their back catalog looks like. I kind of know what's on there, and I know that there's not. Mandalorian 2 isn't coming. None of the Marvel stuff is coming. Like, you know what I mean? Like you said, it's
just not going to do it. And like they were spending $50 million an episode to make these Marvel shows. They were going to look amazing. And then, but their Star Wars catalog, I have been chewing through Clone Wars, and it's good. It's good.
I
good.
I was in another Discord channel that I'm on. Somebody stated that they had just finished Clone Wars, and they said it was, and I quote, the greatest animation series they've ever watched.
It's fantastic.
And I was like, wow, that is saying something. Like,
I mean, I Samurai Jack to me is still my favorite animation series of all time. I have not watched season 5, which I believe they made. I'm not sure, but I loved that. But did you guys know? And I didn't know this, because I'm tied into the film industry, so I'm seeing everything they're talking about with how they can possibly try to shoot in these times. Did you know that The Mandalorian was shot with live? All of those backgrounds were live on like 8K screens.
I just watched that episode on the documentary series. It's Epic Games Tech.
Yeah, that was the Unreal Engine.
What did they call it? They had a name, the Volume.
What was that?
They called it the Volume, and literally they'd like render rooms, they'd render environments, the ceiling rendered parts of stuff, so that the actors could feel like, you know, instead of being in a room with all fucking green and blue bullshit and like pretending you were somewhere, they were in hangars of starships. They were in the deserts. They were everywhere.
It was insane, because like for the camera, because the camera
tracked.
It's recording it live.
Yeah, it's like VR tech. The camera's positional data would do parallax scrolling of the environments in the background and everything. It's fucking mind-blowing. Watch it.
But it's also going to save the film industry.
Oh, it's going to make them... It's going to...
They can't... A film industry is normally 200 people on set. Like,
because you got... I mean, even our little thing that we met on... How many people were in our sets? And like, we were tiny. There was 30 people running around, like easy. Yeah.
You got anywhere between 100 and 200 people running around on a big feature film. You're gonna have over 200.
Yeah, I mean,
on High Castle, which was like in its day, we thought that was a big budget. That was like 11 million an episode. They were pumping into that. We had days with 300 extras, which that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
You can't do that. You can't do that. It's going to change everything.
Yeah, it's called, if you guys haven't watched it, did I not mention it? I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. It's called Disney Gallery. It's a behind the scenes of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And episode 4 is all about the technology. And this series, they've been doing it, I think, a new episode every week.
Right.
There's 4 episodes now. So if you want more Mandalorian, but like behind the scenes, it's so cool. But like episode 4 is fucking mind-blowing. It is insane, so...
man. It's a holodeck. It's almost a holodeck.
Oh, God, yeah. It's like being in VR without a headset.
But it's just wild, because I didn't know that, because that scenery looked so good. I thought it was either real or that they had done some crazy CGI after the fact. I didn't realize it was like 8K rendered live.
It's insane. If you just... you don't have to watch any other episode, but if you want to see this just amazing technology that's gonna, like, I'm sure it applies to. I'm pretty sure they'll be using this for like motion capturing game stuff too.
Well, they're gonna be doing it with everything right now because you can't shoot a show and no one's gonna risk it, and they can't get the insurance. I mean, yeah, they're starting up and they're trying to figure things out, but like, you can't lock down a street anymore in the same way. Like, you won't be able to do that with what's going on. So if you can get a studio with this thing and just pipe the street into the background, like, whew. But this is going to be like when the car came out and the horse farmers were like, "Wow, bah! Like it's going to kick up.
There's going to be lots of people that are going to push back hard on it, right?
But it's every technological jump forward. I think, I don't remember who said it, but someone worded it very well. They said the responsibility of society is to make sure that every time we have a massive technological leap forward, to help retrain the people who are going to be left behind, to not just kind of leave them in the dark, like to help bridge that gap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's so cool that you brought that up, because I watched that episode, I think after we recorded last week, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is insane. I'm like,
yeah,
wow. I'm like, the cool shit you could fucking do with this.
It's nuts. It's nuts. But like, we're talking Mission Impossible. You remember in some of those Mission Impossible things where they'd set up a scenario where like, and all of a sudden, like, you thought you were in a room and they did it to trick somebody, and then they killed all the back screens. They made it for real.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
Watch it.
That's gonna have implications. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, with tech, that ability, I think it links to they're going to very quickly be able to make the invisibility suits, just like in the Invisible Man. Oh, spoiler! Sorry, but
God damn it!
I'm sorry. But yeah, they'll very quickly be able to make those invisibility suits.
Well, it's like the Predator camo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been a better reference that didn't ruin a movie. Sorry.
Or the Metal Gear Solid. What do they call it? Metal Gear Solid.
Oh man, I can't remember the name of that. So, I mean, the ninja suit. It was the dope. The ninja suit is what I called it.
Because he had it at the start of number 2, but it was in a couple parts of the games where he had that suit.
Oh yeah, where he had.
It was more like a cloak he put on, and then he just disappeared, right?
They're probably pretty close to that based on what we're starting to see with this stuff.
Yeah, it's like cameras and flexible screen technology. Yeah.
Man,
definitely. Just throw one on top of a car, make it look invisible as you're painting what's from behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Go rob a bank. I mean, what?
Well, that's the race, right? As technology speeds up, criminals speed up, law enforcement has to speed up, and they're always in that battle.
Superheroes. They're real.
Man, it's actually funny. You jogged my brain about the Predator thing. I actually watched Predator 2 last weekend.
Does it stand the test of time?
You know what? Like,
I like that movie.
It had been a long time since I'd watched that movie.
Yeah.
And it like popped up on TV, and I was like, let's watch this. My wife had never seen it, so like we watched it.
Yeah. So she gets to witness Gary Busey in his prime.
And
before he went crazy.
Yeah. And like I don't know, we liked it. Like, it's surprisingly gory, but I mean, like, you know, of course it is, especially the era, 1990, and
But dude, the practical effects are almost unbeatable these days. Like that kind of raw gore. Like, I haven't seen any CGI gore that matches. Like, even the thing. The thing is still, that stands the test of time in a crazy way.
Yeah, but no, it's super corny, and it's ridiculous, and it's over the top and everything else. And like, some of it, you're just like, what even is going on here? Like the scene at the beginning with like the drug dealers or whatever, and then there's like giant shootout. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on here? Like, it just
doesn't sound like a cannon on a pirate ship.
And like Danny Glover just like rolls in with his like car, and he's got like the giant Desert Eagle with the giant like scope and everything. Like, it's ridiculous.
He's not too old for that shit. His thing every day.
But like, I don't know, like it was fun and ridiculous in all kind of the right ways. I don't know. We had a good laugh with it. So
that movie would have been so much better.
I might have been saying the wrong name. No, good. It was Danny Glover. Good.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, it's Danny Glover.
If he was the character from Lethal Weapon, that would have made it even better.
That would have been hilarious. If, like,
bitching the entire time.
Like, he's supposed to be on holiday for like some police convention, and then like
I'm fucking one day from retiring.
Like, yeah, that'd be amazing crossover.
I'm supposed to fucking retire tomorrow, and then this bullshit.
Don't you remember?
The alien bastard.
He was supposed to retire. That
He was
whole
retiring.
movie,
He's been retiring for the last 40 years.
like literally, that movie. He starts off with, "I can't get into this shit. I'm retiring." Like
That one must have been made after Lethal Weapon. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, that was some
roll that
inside
over.
baseball, like inside joke there.
Well, that's like when Duchovny was in that really wild, that alien movie that wasn't X-Files, and like in the trailer, he makes that joke about like, no, like you can't trust the government, trust me, like I know them or something. It was right in the prime, right around the prime. It was a fun movie. I forgot what it was.
Oh.
That weird one
haven't
that's like
seen
in
it.
a desert town. And like
It sounds
weird
really
aliens.
familiar. I feel like I've
It's
seen
a comedy.
it.
It's a comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that being said, guys, I think we have an episode 256 in the
We went a long
gigabits and in your ear holes.
2 hours and 24 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You-
definitely. Yeah. 2 hours, 24 minutes. Yeah, definitely.
That's all right. People like long shows.
Well,
We got a lot of stuff to do, right?
wine, whatever they want.
With that being said, you can follow me on Twitter at RickF, no K, RICF.
You can come bug me on Twitter at Dane Cody at DAYNECODY.
Follow me on Twitter at G_Panton. So at G_PANTON.
Nice.
Thank you very much for joining us, Giles.
It was a blast, man. I actually, you know what? This is educational. There's a lot. I mean, this is my jam. I love talking about this stuff. So it was
We get to
cool.
nerd out.
It was cool. It was cool to hear things that I did not know about.
Yeah. Well, you shared
it's
some
awesome
nice
having you.
gems of games you've been playing, so obviously you're always welcome back.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
probably take you up on that during these times of what do we do?
just let Dane know. You know, you got some new project that you want to let us know about. Clearly, your stuff, appeals to our demographics. So, voice acting, your shows, your games, whatever, right? So they all
I
get
got a
renewed.
bunch of Marvel and some other stuff coming out, but I don't know when it's coming out. They're probably gonna drag that out for a while. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Definitely.
Don't accidentally slip it out and get in trouble.
Oh, I would kick my ass royally for that. That'd be-
That's it's kind of funny. So many video games are leaked by voice actors updating
Really?
their IMDb pages. They
That's
find
a conflict of their damn NDA.
yeah. Well,
They
they're
would
just.
get
I
in
think
so
they're
much
so
trouble for
dumb, or that they have no work going on, and they just want they forget, or maybe they don't know better, and they put it on there. But the thing is journalists and like really crazy hardcore people are always scouring these sources. It's like, hey, this motherfucker said he's in GTA 6. There's a GTA 6.
No, yeah, I wait. I always wait until they've done it themselves, or until
That's how you get not employed again, right?
oh yeah, or like people on like no. There's been people who've been blacklisted for stuff like that. If they reveal a big season ender for a TV show or something, it's usually some poor extra that just didn't know and they weren't thinking. They take a picture, they're like, oh man, and then like they're blacklisted. They might have been at the beginning of their acting career and hoping to get in, and then they're done. Like there should almost be a handbook for new background, but like, hey, don't ever do well. Not that they'll be background for the next 2 years. This is awful.
Stupid shit you shouldn't do if you want to stay in this industry.
I mean,
look
look at
little handout.
Look at Tom Holland, though. I mean, he almost spoiled Spider-Man in the Avengers.
Yeah,
and
but
movies.
he's such a tent. He's like a cornerstone now.
He's-
Like he can do anything, and they're like, okay, Tom, okay. Well, didn't they like for his scenes? Didn't they only just give him parts of the script because they're like
And I think they
And, like,
gave him
other
fake
actors
shit
talking about It
too.
wasn't going to happen just to throw him off the
Yeah.
scent.
Yeah, I think they
and-
gave
and
him
then
made up stuff too.
They also sent Jake Gyllenhaal on the press tour with him to try and keep him in line, so he didn't like accidentally leak shit.
That's amazing. Wow, but
Yeah.
he's such a sweetheart. That kid. He's the one who kept those Spider-Man movies with Marvel for the next two to finish up the story.
Yeah.
Anyways, I know
So-
Rick is desperately trying to shut this down now. So.
No, it's all right. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, Geekoholics, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And if you have the opportunity, rate and review us on iTunes or Apple Music. Apple Podcasts, whatever they freaking call it now.
Something.
And then
A pod.
I think that's about it. Join the Discord, Geekoholics.com/Discord. And I don't have anything else to add. Giles, do you have anything before we go?
Pleasure being here. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. I thank you.
Yeah.
Send me questions on Twitter if you want to know more.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Thanks, Dane. Until next week, I'm going to say we're out.
Have a good one, everybody.